Hello, and welcome to Purina's series, Livin the Farm Life. We know the passion you have for caring for animals and for the life you live on your property, and also what it means to you and your family. At Purina, we do the same thing every day at our 1,300-acre Animal Nutrition Center in Gray Summit, Missouri. This is where we develop the latest in nutrition and care for over 7,000 animals annually across all major species, and have since 1926. It's also how several of us choose to live our lives. So we want to connect with you through the upcoming episodes that what we do here at our farm can help you enjoy and have success on yours. Now let's get started as we share our farm with you and we all enjoy living the farm life. Hello and welcome to Purina's Livin the Farm Life series. My name is Gretchen Riley, and today we are at the Equine unit at the Purina Animal Nutrition Center in Gray Summit, Missouri. And I'm here with Dr. Robert Jacobs, our Equine Innovation Manager. And we really want to talk about a very interesting and intriguing topic today, and that is the horse's microbiome. So I would really like Dr. Jacobs to introduce himself and tell us a little bit more about the program, what the research is looking like, and kind of how can it help you guys back home on your farm. So, Dr. Jacobs, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Absolutely. So, like Gretchen said, I'm Dr. Robert Jacobs, and I'm the Equine Innovation Manager here for Purina. That basically means I get to come here to our Animal Nutrition Center every single day and do research, develop new horse feeds, develop new products, do the research with our phenomenal crew that works out here, and figure out ways to help you and your horses on your farms. And so, that's kind of the basic rundown of what I do. But, the horse's microbiome, recently has garnered a lot of interest, right? We hear the term microbiome. It's on the cover of Newsweek magazine. It's on the cover of Time magazine. And we're learning more and more about the microbiome. But more importantly, we're learning about how the microbiome impacts your horse and your horse's performance, your horse's health, and really everything about your horse. So I guess in theory, you can say we've been studying the horse's microbiome as long as we've been studying horse nutrition here at the farm, right? But more directly, our kind of journey and delving deep into the horse's microbiome started about 6 years ago, here at Purina, where we got, a group of specialized horses, and we also got this phenomenal barn, this phenomenal facility that allows us to really dive deep into the understanding of the horse's microbiome. So let's take a step back for a second, right? So what is the microbiome, right? So the microbiome, the term microbiome just generally means all of the bugs, all of the bacteria and yeast, viruses, protozoa, all those bugs that live in the horse's gut, right? For the horse, we're most concerned about and most interested in the bugs in the hindgut of the horse, right? So all those bugs that allow your horses to eat the hay, the grass, all the different non-digestible fiber components that we feed our horses, right? That are incorporated into our feeds, right? Equine Senior is a lot of indigestible good fibers for those bugs, for example. And then again, all the hays and the grasses for your horses. So what do the bugs do? Well, at the most base level, those bugs help to digest things that the horse can't digest themselves, right? So again, think about the hays and the grasses that we feed our horses and that you guys feed your horses. A lot of the components of those nutritional products, or the things that you feed your horses, are not digestible by the horse themselves, right? So those not indigestible fibers. Well, what happens is the horse is able to consume that product. They break down what they can, and then the digestive passes into the hindgut of the horse, where those bugs start to break it down, right? And those bugs produce all of the really important things that the horse needs in order to support their health, their performance, all those different categories. So think about things like the volatile fatty acids, right? So all those acetates and butyrates and propionates that the horse needs to maintain their gut health, to maintain their performance, all of that produced by the bacteria in the horse's gut. When I was in school, I used to hear this phrase all the time of feed the horse and, kind of keep the bugs happy. But what we're learning more and more is that it's almost as important to feed the bugs to keep the horse happy, right?
Right, yep.
So when we do this research, every horse has a microbiome, right? And that's the cool thing about doing this research, right? All of your horses on your farms, they all have a microbiome, and it's unique to them. It's, you know, unique to the geographical location where they live, to what that horse is doing, you know, performance-wise. You know, we know that even breeds of horses have a different microbiome. So a quarter horse living on your farm versus a thoroughbred living on the same farm, they may have a completely different microbiome, right? I know you have a couple different breeds of horses on your farm, right? Each one of them is going to have a different microbiome based on all of those considerations that we talked about.
Genetics.
Exactly, right? There's a blueprint for that microbiome that we still have yet to discover, right? That's one of the cool things about this research is there's so much room to continue to discover, to continue to understand how the microbiome, all these little different pieces impact the performance, the health, and all these different, you know, categories, if you will, of horse health.
Yeah. Absolutely fascinating. And so all of this kind of gastric health research and what you're looking into, really, it got started because I think you had mentioned a while back that about 90% of horses have some type of gastric health issues or something like that. And so maybe talk about how what you're discovering and everything that we're learning about the microbiome and things that we're, you know, producing today in terms of like an Outlast product or even some of our other products that we have. How is all of this knowledge kind of getting into what these folks can feed their horses at home?
For sure, right? When we talk about gastric health, the stomach is one of the first parts of that digestive tract, right? When we think about the horse's GI tract starting at the mouth and progressing all the way through, right, it goes right into the stomach, right? And like you said, up to 90% of horses can have gastric discomfort, right? So when we think about some of the products that have come out of this research, right, of course, we think about Outlast as a gastric support supplement to help and keep that pH of your horse's stomachs at an optimal level, right, to keep them as comfortable as possible. And we also know that if we keep that gastric pH at a very comfortable place for the horse and an optimal level for the horse, that the rest of the microbiome, as we move through the small intestine and into the large intestine of the horse, the rest of that microbiome is much more functional, is much happier, if you will, right? It keeps your horse's bellies happy, right? Happy bugs, happy horse, right? And so, you know, other products that have benefited from some of this research here, right, is Purina Equine Senior, right? We all know about Equine Senior. We all know that, you know, senior horses and horses in general are living longer, more productive lives, and that's fantastic. And it's a testament to the veterinary care, but also the nutrition that these horses are receiving. And we've done a lot of research, you know, both here in this barn, you know, the microbiome barn, the rest of our equine unit, but then also we've done a lot of in vitro research, right, with some of our other units around the farm, where we're able to cross collaborate and work with some of those other units to understand specifically how we're impacting, you know, the individual bugs, right? And so Equine Senior is a really good example of one of these products that we've done some of that in vitro research with to understand. And then of course, you know, you'll see very soon that we have additional products that are, you know, new product development, right? So peek behind the curtain, some new products that are coming that have really benefited from some of this microbiome research as well.
Yep. And the point that you said about, you know, being here on our farm and being able to deliver all these neat products and neat information and valuable information to folks on their farm is the collaborative work. Yeah. So we have the ability to share information, and you as a Ph.D., your group of Ph.D.s that work here on the farm, you meet monthly, right, to share ideas and what have we found and how can we, you know, make this make sense in many different species potentially. Right. So what a value we have.
It's one of my favorite parts of my job, right? That I get to focus all of my time on horses, but I also get to interact with people that focus all of their time on pigs or all of their time on dairy cattle or beef cattle. And so we all have these very unique areas of expertise, but, you know, we get to cross, you know, communicate, and we get to talk to each other and see how some of these things, you know, and even some of the techniques that we utilize, you know, to do that research, you know, might help and impact your horses. So one of the projects or programs that you all may be aware of, and some of you may have actually helped from your farm to our farm, is our MQ project, yes. Right? So our Microbiome Quotient project. And so, you know, this is a large scale analysis of the horse's microbiome, right? So when we think about the microbiome, the question that we always get is, well, what's a normal microbiome? And to be honest with you, for the horse, we don't know the answer to that question yet. We're digging into that answer. We're chipping away at what that answer is. But our MQ project is aimed at just that. It's aimed at understanding what the normal normal microbiome is of the horse. So we're sending out kits to horse owners and farms just like yours all over the country and saying, hey, do us a favor. Here's a swab. We want you to take a fecal swab from your horse, send it back to us, and then answer a few questions about your horse. I mean, you've participated in this trial with your horses, and we've got your mini donkey, Burrito, is one of our
Burrito and queso.
Is one of our there you go, is one of our equids that are on the trial here. But what we're doing is we're taking all this data, we're extracting all the DNA, and one of our microbiome scientists, Morgan Bowman, extracts all the DNA and does all of the preparation and then sequences all of these different DNA sequences to help us understand what are the bugs that are there, and then we can go back and look at the data and compare what bugs are there to all the different questions that we're asking. So the body condition of your horse, the body weight, the breed, the geographical location. And what we're doing is we're slowly building a large database of answering the question, what is the normal microbiome of the horse? So up to this point, we've collected over 3,000 samples, and we've actually sequenced over half of those samples. I actually sat with Morgan the other day, and we started looking through the data. It's amazing. All of that data that we're collecting is aimed at helping to improve your horses on your farm, right? So we can say, this is what your horse's microbiome means in terms of their performance, in terms of their health. What is the best feed to feed your horse's microbiome, right? These are the questions that we're going to get an answer to.
So based on all of this really neat information, you need some more data, right?
Absolutely.
And this is something that these folks can participate in.
Yep. From your farm to our farm, go to PurinaMills.com and search for the Equine, Purina MQ Equine project, or click on, the link that's going to, pop up on the screen here, and you'll be able to participate. You request your kit. So we've got some good information about what the project is, what it looks like when you get a kit. It's all very simple, right? We'll send you a complete kit in the mail. It's got a pair of gloves. It's got a fecal swab in it. It's got a little vial that has some of our fluid in there that helps to keep the samples stable when you send them back to us, and then it's got a little bit of information there about how you go about filling out the survey to help us to collect the rest of the data. And as a thank you to the people and a thank you to you guys to participate, we actually have at the end of the survey you get a coupon for our Outlast gastric support supplement. So it helps us and it helps you and it helps your horses, and so we're always looking for more data. We're always looking for more samples. So please, absolutely go ahead and participate when you can.
Awesome. Very exciting. Yep. And from personal experience, I can say it's pretty easy, pretty quick, pretty painless, and really kind of neat to be a part of Purina's research.
Yeah, we always love to say that the people that feed Purina feeds are really partners in our research, and this is a really prime example of you being a partner in our research, and we're so excited. You don't have to, we want you to feed Purina feed, but you don't have to be a Purina customer to participate in this trial. So that's a really good opportunity for you to kind of be a part of this research and see what our dedication to equine research really looks like.
Yep. So to kind of wrap this up, this microbiome field and just everything that we've learned is really starting to be kind of the future of some of our research and looking much deeper into just the basics of a feed program. We want to learn more. We want to understand what's going on inside, and they've done it in cattle, they've done it in pigs, and now is a phenomenal opportunity to look deeper in horses. So. It
is the next generation of equine nutrition, right? We're going to be much more directly feeding the bugs in your horse's gut to help your horse perform and live to its greatest potential, right? And that's the whole point of what we're trying to do. And hopefully we can help your horses and the horses on your farms live to their greatest potentials through the research that we do here.
Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today. What a phenomenal conversation, and learning about everything that we do in this microbiome project and in this new barn and just the equine unit in general.
Of course.
So thanks for joining us for another great episode of Livin the Farm Life. If you need more information about horse health care, gastric health care, anything like that, make sure you visit PurinaMills.com or your local Purina dealer. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Livin the Farm Life. Watch for future programs played the third Wednesday of the month we air at 5 p.m. Central Time. And as always, reach out to your local Purina dealer or PurinaMills.com for additional help and resources. So until next time, enjoy your farm.